Hey Edson, it's Mayor Zahara here to give you an update on COVID-19 for the town of Edson for March the 29th. The provincial government has updated the numbers. There's now 661 cases of COVID-19 in the province of Alberta. The provincial government says there's 40 new cases in the past 24 hours. None of those have been attributed to the Edson area. However, that doesn't mean it's not here. That's why we need to take every single necessary precaution, including physical distancing, washing our hands, making sure that we're self-quarantining and self-isolating and not going outside, visiting friends and family, especially if we're sick, and ensure that we do everything we can to prevent the spread of COVID-19. So far in Alberta, 41 people have been hospitalized, 14 are in the ICU, and unfortunately, Alberta has recorded its third death in the last 24 hours. 60 of the 661 cases are due to community transmission. In Canada, there are 6,258 cases of COVID-19. 161 people have died, but there is some good news. 445 people have recovered. A number of programs have been announced by the provincial government, including supports for renters and some new rules in place for renters. I know I've had some inquiries about that. You can check out the provincial government website for details on what kind of supports and resources are available and what your rights are. Just go to alberta.ca, and there's a ton of different programs. I know it's really confusing through the provincial government and through the federal government. You can go to canada.ca to find out details about the federal programs, alberta.ca for the provincial programs. And I know that if you are a small business owner, West Yellowhead Community Futures is able and willing to help out, to give you advice, let you know what programs are available. You can contact them and they'd be happy to help you out as well. The town of Edson, very happy to know that the provincial government has made some legislative changes in order to allow us to meet remotely. Before, we were not allowed to do that, and we had to have a place where the public would be able to gather. Well, of course, with all the different restrictions from the Chief Medical Officer of Health, we didn't want to do that because there's always the risk that we could have community transmission, that a member of council could get infected. We're trying to stay as healthy as possible. So we canceled our council meetings, but now with the changes of legislation that just happened on Friday, we're going to be able to continue to meet remotely. Council meetings will be available online, so stay tuned for that. On April 7th, Council will be meeting to discuss a number of different programs, to review our budget on how we're going to help people through this crisis. We're doing a complete review of our budget. Administration has been doing that for over a week now to see where we could find cost savings and see how we can readjust our budgets in order to provide savings to our taxpayers. What that looks like, too early to say. Council will need time to review that and discuss that on our council meeting on April the 7th, but do stay tuned. It is something that we are working on. We know how people are struggling. We know our business community is struggling. And not just now, we have to think about how we're going to recover from this in the future, in the months and years ahead, and those discussions will continue on. Of course, we've already announced that we are going to be looking at doing a utility payment deferral program, interest-free. You won't have to worry about your utilities cut off. That's for the months of March, April, May, and June. Council will be making a resolution on that on April the 7th as well, and looking at extending the tax deadline to the end of September as well in order to help residents out during this incredibly difficult time. I just want to give a huge shout out to all those that are helping out in the community. I know there's a number of volunteers out there. To the individuals that are going around brightening people's day, I posted a video of Christina and Jaden, who stopped by my house with a Snoopy costume and did a little dance to Shark Baby, or Baby Shark, whatever it's called. Thank you for doing that. Thank you to everybody putting stuff in their windows, signs on their front lawn with positive messages. That's exactly what we need to do. We need to stay positive. I know it's incredibly stressful. People have no income, may have stresses with their businesses, maybe worried about losing their businesses. We got to do everything we can to stay positive, work together, be kind to one another, because we're all in this together, and we will get to the other side because we're strong, we're resilient, and we're going to do whatever we can as a community to help you out, as well as I know the province and the federal government are working hard as well. Have a good evening, and I'll have a further update for you once again tomorrow. Keep watching Edson.ca for more information as it becomes available.